With Doubtnut, get instant video solutions to all your maths, physics, chemistry, and biology doubts. Just click the image of the question, crop the question, and get instant video solution. Download Doubtnut app today.
There exists two angles of incidence for the same deviation except minimum deviation by a prism kept in air. So, the angle of deviation delta is given by angle of incidence I plus angle of emergence E minus angle of the prism A. Now let's say case 1. Case 1 where I is equal to let's say X and E is equal to let's say Y. So the angle of deviation delta will be equal to X plus Y minus A. Now consider another case, case 2, where angle of incidence equal to Y and angle of emergence equal to X. So angle of deviation delta is equal to Y plus X minus A. Equation number 2, if this was delta 1 and if this was delta 2, so from 1 and 2 we can see that delta 1 is equal to delta 2. That means I can find the same angle of deviation for two different angles of incidences. But in case of minimum deviation, for minimum deviation, del minimum is given when del minimum is given when angle of incidence I is equal to angle of emergence E. Therefore, I can no longer play this trick where I interchange the angles of incidence and angle of emergence. So there will be only one angle for which the minimum deviation is observed. So 2I minus A, which will be also equal to 2E minus A. So that means statement number 1 is correct. Statement 2. This is due to the principle of reversibility of light. So the principle of reversibility of light, what it says is that, let's say this is our prism. If I apply the principle of reversibility of light to the example of a prism kept in air, so if this blue ray is incident on the left face of the prism, then it goes through the prism and it comes out. So if it was incident at an angle I and it emerged at an angle E. Now what the principle of reversibility says is that this ray, if I change the direction of this ray, that means if I send this ray with the same angle of that means now the angle of incidence has become the angle of emergence. So it will trace back its original path, and therefore in our particular example will come out with an angle of emergence which will be equal to the initial angle of incidence. So this is basically the principle of reversibility of light. And as we just saw, if we apply this principle of reversibility of light onto the example of a prism deviating an incident ray, we can see that it basically interchanges the angle of incidence with angle of emergence. And earlier when we tried to prove that the angle of deviation can be same for two different angles, we basically did the same thing where we interchanged the angle of incidences with angles of emergence to find two different angles at which the same angle of deviation is observed. Therefore, the statement 2 is also true, and the statement 2 is the correct explanation for statement 1. Therefore, the option number 1 is the correct answer.
For class 6 to 12, IIT JEE and NEET level. Trusted by more than 5 crore students. Download Doubtnut app today.